8:15, sun's up, got my backpack on. I'm at Pine Swamp Branch Shelters. I probably swung that around a little fast. Sorry about that. Okay shelter. Kind of weird the way it's set up with the double bunks in the bottom sort of thing, but you can't go with your feet in. You have to go the long way. Otherwise it's too short, so I guess it's kind of like a twin bed or a full-size bed on the bottom and then bunks on top. There were just 2 of us in there, so it wasn't a problem. There were like 6 tents set up here and a couple of hammockers. Feathers and women's wear came in 9:30 last night before they got here. They had a real long day. I was kind of hoping they made it because I was with them 2 nights ago and they were at the same campsite I was at last night. Privy up there, works good. Water down and across the trail, not far, really good supply. I'm headed north. It's an easier day from the perspective of yesterday you had to do 12 point something period because that was the distance between water. And you know, 12 point something doesn't seem like much, but when you don't have the water and you know you can't get water, you become more worried about the water. I had enough water to get through the day yesterday. Still cool, supposed to get too warm, but anyway, I just thought I'd show you the trail. Yeah, kind of rocky, kind of wet, a little bit of flowing water. Could easily be confused for a riverbed or a brook bed, because I think it is part of the time. Well, we haven't had water and rain in like 3 days, and there's water actively running down it, if you can see it. And it's pretty steep up. I know that never shows. Been walking beside the river most of the morning, but then, you know, pull away from it with a steep up and then back down to it with a steep down. The trail's been okay. Rocky, you know, just picking your steps along as you go. And there've been a number of good stealth sites. And of course, because of the closeness to the stream, they've all been, you know, basically wet sites. So past the campground, if you want, there's definitely places where you can camp and still get water. Yeah, you don't have the benefit of the privy, but other than that, pretty good. Never shows, but this is about the steepness of a flight of stairs. Maybe a little bit more. And like everything is loose. And it's dry, but like all the rocks are loose. Kind of sharp, but round enough to roll. Yeah, if you can, you might be able to pick up on it. I just took a sliding crash down through here. I don't think anything's broken. Well, the skin in a few places, a little bit of bleeding here and there, but nothing that will slow me down much, I don't think. Other than me standing here catching my breath. But yeah, just being careful with the poles, but still, one foot went and then the other one joined it, and down I went. Make sure I look around, nothing fell out, and I'm leaving behind, and I'm gonna head north. Starting to get a little warm. So, about 2 hours, about 2.3 miles. It's kind of funny. It's like this. So the whole left side of hiking this morning has been. So I'm facing south right now. The whole left side, as we hike north, was a looks like a controlled burn. They've all been burned. So we hiked through that all the whole time, pretty much. The other thing that was kind of funny. I'm gonna broaden the view a little bit here. The other thing that was kind of funny is. It's like the trail was set up as a demo of all the things you don't want to see. There were some massive mud holes, 2 or 3 of them. A couple of the, you know, I couldn't figure out how to get through without getting my feet wet. And there was every kind of rock configuration. There was some really, really steep uphills with gravelly slides. There was that one really steep downhill with a gravelly slide that I gravelly slid down. Kind of got banged up a little. It was a challenging walk this morning, honestly. And then, you know, you're coming up, there's a big bridge right behind me, I'm going to show you in a minute. And just as you get to it, just at the foot of the bridge, they throw you a water obstacle. Now, it's not that big when you're able to go out around it and climb the roots over there. But then there's this bridge that goes up over, I think this is called Big Stony Creek. There's a parking lot and a road right on the other side. I can see the power lines running along the road, and I can see the road. but just getting ready to cross that. So that's kind of the first section, and then once we cross the road, we start a long uphill that will last, for me it will last until probably early afternoon. There is a nice big campsite right here by the base of the bridge. This is just kind of like what would have been behind the stairs from where I was just filming. Place to sit, place to set up, and obviously plenty of water. Nice creek through the woods. And then the road's right there, you can see it. I'm at Bailey's Gap Shelter. Decent picnic table, kind of a standard little wooden shelter, similar to where I was last night. They got themselves a brand new grill here. Grate, whatever you want to call it, whole grill assembly. I mean, that sucker's heavy. Somebody carried that in here. Nice fire ring. You know, I'm not real big into doing the fires and cooking on them, but it's well set up for it. They also got what looks to be a brand new privy. I think the old one was up that way. There's a trail on what looks to be, might have been the old privy up that way. But they got a brand new one. There is no water at this shelter. Back, I don't know, a few tenths, there was a blue blaze going down a hill, supposedly to water, not across the trail. So I didn't go down there. I didn't need it. Trails, you know, 50 feet or so down that way, not very far. And north is in that general direction, and south is in that general direction, at least as far as the trail goes. But the reality is, the trail has been going south most of the day. Trail north has been going, you know, magnetic compass wise south most of the day. So it does that sometimes. So still heading north. This is the trail. It gets a little bit rocky after the shelter. It's steep and rocky. That's southbound, where I came from. And then you can see it's a really interesting piece of blowdown right there. And then we're going northbound through the rocks. It continues. Pretty rocky up here. And that, yeah, that's the trail right up through there. Head north. I am not making half a mile an hour going through this crap. It's one careful step after another. And it just goes on and on. It's been going and going and going. I mean, some of it a lot harder than this. And then blowdown thrown in. A lot of uncleared blowdown. Some of it big. Tough day. Toughest. It's hard to call it a trail in places. It's tough. Keep chugging along, but I look at my app. I'm making no headway at all, it seems like. Very, very slow. Just got water. 3:15. Still like 6 miles to the shelter, so I probably can't make it. I'll tent somewhere tonight, probably. Probably, we'll see. Everything's full of water, though. Last maybe quarter mile, we seem to get out of that rock field. Hopefully it stays that way. See what I can do. Yeah, the fun continues on the trail. Rocky, still heading up. About 3,900. I know we get up over 4,000 a day. Always a challenge when it's late in the day. Hasn't been much for views today. I mean, you can see the other ridge line, but you really can't see much on it or down in the valley. Trees block it. Just came up through here. That's south. And that's north. Mountain Lake Road. Virginia 613, parking lot over there. As is usually the case with road crossings and stuff like this, there are several places where you could stealth camp up in here if you wanted to. It's, I think it's 0.3 to Wind Rock, and then like 1.3, 1.5, something like that to listed campsite. It's still too early to stop. So, pretty sure the AT goes that way. Oh yeah, I see a white blaze up there. I see 2 white blazes up there. So I'm going that way. Headed north. Still. So I'm on Wind Rock. This is looking mostly to the north. Over towards the east. And then back to the north, and then you can see some mountains in the distance over there, over these first 3 ridge lines, I think, if you look close. Same thing with this, there's mountains well over there. This is down kind of to the west. It's a little Blue Blaze trail up off the main AT, not too far. Been hiking up all day. I figured I might as well get a view out of it. Surprised how little there is. I mean, as you can see, a house down right in here, but I mean, it's pretty well wilderness and undeveloped.